Good evening and welcome to Arendelle, California, east of Los Angeles. I apologize. I thought I was already talking to you, but you couldn't hear me. We are at Arendelle, California, a half-mile oval here for round number 9 of the Crooked Line Racing Monday Night Madness in the super late models. And you are looking at the championship standings as they are going into round 9 here tonight, with Joshua Sexton in the lead, Tyler Johnson in second, Tanner Marr in third. We see notable number 8 there, Dustin Mumberket, tumbled down the standings quite a bit after missing a few races, unfortunately, but hopefully he will be coming back soon. I don't see him tonight just yet, but we have 14 entries in this race, folks. So let's take a quick look at the venue that we are at. The Irwindale Speedway is a half a mile speedway. They actually have two configurations here: the inner speedway and the outer speedway. We are using the outer speedway, and we are using the inner speedway for pit road, which is kind of it's fairly long. You enter pit road at the beginning of turn 3 on the backstretch, and you leave pit road at the exit of turn number 2 on the backstretch. So on the backstretch is where you have a merge lane where the guys coming out of the pits and coming into the pits will cross over. The ambient temperature is 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 64% relative humidity, clear skies, 9-mile-an-hour winds, not going to hurt us too much at these speeds. We have a track temperature of 84 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is not extremely hot. It is actually pretty good for the drivers because it means the dirt and the rubber and the grease on the track will not come to the surface if it's not that hot, so we should have pretty good grip here tonight. All right, let's give you a little bit of an update here on the practice session. We are in the closing final minutes of the practice session, and let's see if we can find anybody out there. Looks like we have maybe Ryan Matthews out there. I don't know. See if we can talk to Tanner Moore here. Tanner, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, I got you, Mark.
I know you're still out there on the track practicing, sir, but we're almost getting ready for qualifying here at Irwindale half-mile track. What's special about this track, and how do you look at your chances, bud?
I was just telling them in the driver's channel, this is actually one of my least favorite tracks. I don't like the tracks that you got to run up near the wall. It just it don't fit my driving style. So for the guys that like entering the corners at high speed and carrying a lot of speed, it's going to be perfect for them. You see Ryan Matthews' time up there. That's in qualifying trim, but that's a really fast time.
And
So it
so you're basically saying you're going to be being a little bit careful and conservative tonight.
yeah, basically I'm just kind of hoping I roll the dice and maybe they fall in my favor one more time.
All right, all right, Tanner. We'll be looking out for you, man. Good luck, and go get him there in qualifying, man.
Thank you, Mark. Good luck to everybody.
Joshua, this is Mark in the booth. How you doing, man?
How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing just fine. Hey, Joshua, leading the championship, going into round number 9. How do you feel about Irwindale, and how's this track treating you so far?
So far, I don't feel very good about Irwindale. It's not treating me very well. It's a very tough track, and I'm just quite a bit off on the setup right now, so I'm hoping to get a good long run car and maybe do some strategy and get a decent finish.
All right, Joshua, thanks for talking to us real short here, man. I'm not going to keep you. Qualifying is about to start. We wish you the best, man.
Thank you.
All right, folks. You heard from two of the drivers there. Tanner Marr in third position in the championship standings, and Joshua Sexton, the leader in the championship standings. And a little bit of a coincidence, maybe, but both these drivers are not all that fond of this track, where you really have to run up high by the wall to be fast. And you heard Tanner Marr state there that that is not really his favorite way of going about a racetrack. And it looks like Kevin Roy is coming to terms with this track pretty good, but he's also staying on that bottom side there in the turns. And let's see, we have Jason Day on track right now. He is looking pretty good. He is not yet on the timesheet because he hasn't completed a lap. There we have him, 18.211. That is not extremely fast. Actually, that was not him. That is Eric Barnes in the 24 car, also going very low here. Not sure if that's the way to go if I was listening to Joshua and Tanner there. There's Joshua Sexton, our championship points leader at this point in the 51 car. And he is on the track trying to set a fast time for the qualifying session. We have Scotty Stevens up there, pretty much equal to the time of Jason Day, 17.57. And let's see where Joshua Sexton is in sixth position currently with a 17.66. And we have Tanner Marr on track. As said, he's not all that comfortable here on the Irwindale Speedway. So let's see what he can do. Ooh, well, for somebody not being comfortable, he is doing a pretty good job. He's posting the fastest time at this point, 17.501. That's a pretty good time. And then Jason Tarasenko dives underneath that by about 1/1800 of a second in the 21 car. Jason staying low by that yellow line, even on that merge lane, really. Ooh, and then he messes up coming around the final turn there. He has put in a 17.321. His second lap was not quicker. Let's go find Lauren Arfman there in the 72 car. He is in sixth position, pushing Joshua Sexton down to seventh. And I'm a little surprised. Ooh, there's Philip Barnes also finished with his attempt. We have no times yet for Ryan Matthews and Tommy Flanagan. Ryan Matthews in the 51 was fastest in practice, and he has not been out here on the track for qualifying. So currently, Jason Tarasenko, one of the quicker drivers, we know he's been winning some races this season, and he hasn't been with us every race, but when he's here, he's always most certainly a force to be reckoned with. And Tanner Marr, good qualifying result there in second position, as we heard him say that this is really not his type of track. He doesn't care to be up there high by the wall in the turns, throwing it in there pretty fast. It's very easy to wash up into that wall and damage your car. All right, folks, a little bit of noteworthy things that we may want to share with you. Pit lane speed limit here is only 35 miles an hour. As said, the pit lane entry is right before turn 3, then the pit lane exit is right at turn number 2 on the backstretch. The guys are running 60% fuel capacity, and that means that they might be able to make it on one stint, but it's going to be close, and a lot of them just fuel up for just to be certain. Usually about halfway or two-thirds into the race. And they only have 2 tire sets to play with here tonight, so 2 sets only for these guys. They have to manage their tires, obviously, and that can sometimes be a problem as qualifying draws to a close here. We don't have a time for Ryan Matthews and Tommy Flanagan. Let's bring up that grid for you here real quick. Jason Tarasenko, your pole sitter, as said. Tanner Marr alongside him on the front row. And we have Jason Day and Brandon Mettler on the second row, Scotty Stevens, Lauren Arfman on the third row. The fourth row is for Joshua Sexton, your championship leader in the 51. Russell Brown is alongside him. And then on the fifth row, we have Kevin Roy and Garrett Crow. Garrett Crow back again in the 38. We missed him last week, I believe. Philip Barnes and Eric Barnes are on row number 6. And we should have a seventh row with Ryan Matthews and Tommy Flanagan. If they are still here, they may have left the session, as we have not seen neither one of them in qualifying. So a good start to the race for Jason Tarasenko, folks. Let me fix my scoring here real quick. And there we have their... Ooh, this is the wrong graphics. I apologize for that. We're going to get it fixed again. There we are. And you're looking at Jason Tarasenko there in the 21. Alongside him is Tanner Marr, as said. Let's go check the back of the pack there. I do not believe we have... Garrett Crow is not here. And Ryan Matthews is actually starting. He is starting without a time. Garrett Crow looks like he is not here. He did qualify, so hopefully he doesn't have an issue at home there. All right, 2 warm-up laps for these guys around the track here. There you see the pit entry. We are in turn 3 and 4. That on the right-hand side is the inside oval there, the inner track that we are using as a pit lane. And you can see it goes all the way around. Most of the pit boxes for these guys, as we only have 14 drivers, are in turn 1 and 2. And then you exit pit lane at turn number 2 on the backstretch. 125 laps, folks, here in Irwindale, California. 9th round of the Crooked Line Racing Monday Night Madness Super Late Model Series. It's been a thrill series so far. A lot of good races.
Green flag, green flag.
There we go. Jason Tarasenko takes the lead in front of Tanner Marr there. Turn number 1 and 2. There they come. Jason Day in 3rd position. There you see how drivers are staying really high up there by the wall above that white divider line. Some of the guys on the bottom don't seem to be working all that well. Brandon Mettler in 4th position. Scotty Stevens in 5th position. There is Scotty in the number 2 car. Then it's Joshua Sexton in 6th. So Joshua's already picked up 1 position here. Kevin Roy in the 89, and we see, that is the 51. That is, was that the 50? We have 2 51s, I apologize. The 051, that is Ryan Matthews. He is running on that bottom a little bit more, and it doesn't seem to hurt him all that much. And for somebody who isn't happy about this track, Tanner Marr is certainly doing a pretty good job. He was running the quickest lap, only just now being taken away from him by Ryan Matthews in the 051. He is now behind the other 51 of Scotty Stevens and challenging. Ryan is looking like he means business here tonight, and he is trying that lower side, and it works pretty good. And that question will be, though, how long will it last? Because if you run that lower line, you're going to ask a little bit more of your tires. You'll run the risk of burning up that right front tire a little bit, overheating it, because you're scrubbing it more in the tighter radius. But so far, Ryan is doing a very good job picking up 5th position here from Brandon Mettler, and he makes it look pretty easy. Let's ride along with him here. And then he comes down all the way even on that lane there. Challenging Scotty Stevens in the number 2 car for 4th position and actually taking it away. So Ryan Matthews, very much so a different approach from most of the others, and it seems to be working for him pretty good. But as said, once we get through lap 15 to 20, we're going to have to wait and see how those tires will hold up. Now he's on the outside, and that works all right for him as well. Meanwhile, at the front, it is still Jason Tarasenko that is leading Tanner Marr. Tanner doing a pretty good job here. Jason Day in 3rd position, also doing a very stable and solid job. Ryan Matthews already up 9 positions from the start, as he did not set a qualifying time. He had to start in the back there. Scotty Stevens in 5th, Joshua Sexton in 6th. Kevin Roy is in 7th with Russell Brown right behind him. Brandon Mettler has dropped off to 9th. Eric Barnes in the 24 car there is your 10th place driver. Then Lauren Arfman, I apologize, in the 72 in 11th position. Philip Barnes in 12th. Tommy Flanagan did not take the start, and neither did Garrett Crow. So we missed 2 drivers there. And Garrett must have had some sort of technical issue, because he did qualify and he did not make it to the start of the race. And sometimes stuff just happens, folks. It's unfortunate, but even internet racing has its technical difficulties. Let's go check on the 051 once more. That is Ryan Matthews. He has now passed Jason Day for 3rd. And it looks like he is now staying up a little bit higher, and that kind of... I expect that to be the tires. He on the fresh tires, he felt very comfortable down there at the bottom. He made it work for him, and now he's trying to cool that right tire a little bit again, trying to stay a little bit higher. You can't keep doing what he was doing just simply because you're burning up that right front too fast. So he worked his way forward. He gained 10 positions, and now he's closing in, it looks like, on Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr in the number 4 car, 2nd position. Saying he was going to be a little bit conservative here at Irwindale, not one of his favorite tracks. Doesn't like running right by the wall all lap long, and so far it's not going too bad for him. Ryan Matthews is, however, closing in and now diving to the inside, using that apron once again to move alongside. And then there you see the difference between the bottom of the turn and the top of the turn. The top gives you a much better exit. That is what Tanner Marr is doing. He can hold on to 2nd place just because he has a better run off the turn. And you can even see it in the scoring there. Matthews is coming ahead in the turn, and then coming off the turn, Tanner Marr just picks it right back up. So it's basically equally fast, and the problem for Ryan can be that he burns up that right front tire a little bit quicker than he wants to doing this. But so far it's paying off. He is matching at Tanner Marr's pace, and actually has put that car in front of the 4, picking up 2nd position. Jason Tarasenko is 6/10 of a second ahead. And let's see if Jason can hold off hard-charging Ryan Matthews there. Let's take a look from the back of his car. There you see Matthews going all the way to the inside, and then coming back up, and that's the difference coming off the turn. It's actually working pretty good for Ryan, and I'm surprised he can keep it up so long. Already 22 laps on those tires, and it's still working for him. He's closing in on Tarasenko pretty quickly. And it looks to me like when he goes up a little higher, that's just to give himself a little break and to let that let that right front tire off the hook a little bit. We have Philip Barnes that has now been put a lap down in the number 9 car. Philip is running about a half a second slower than most of the guys. Matthews still following Tarasenko there. Tanner Marr dropping off about a second now. Jason Day is about 2.4 seconds behind Marr. And Scotty Stevens still following there in 5th position with less than a second behind Jason Day. Things are heating up here at the front. Ryan Matthews is now bumper to bumper with Jason Tarasenko in that 21 car. And he is still trying that inside line, and I was going to say he wasn't going as deep the last turn, but he's going pretty deep now. And it just basically is the same game as he was playing before with Tanner Marr. He gains in the turn, and then Jason Tarasenko gets it back on the exit of the turn. So very interesting, quite a different strategy from both these drivers. Maybe we can show you that from the blimp. Second place driver, well, he's staying up there now, but he's even if he's not going all the way down, he is not staying as high as Tarasenko. And I believe Ryan's just given that right front tire a little bit of a break here. We're only on lap 29, so there is no hurry. He's made up 11 positions in the few laps that we've raced already. Lap times are dropping off a little bit already. That means that those guys are already starting to feel those tires slip away a little bit. Tanner Marr still hanging on to 3rd position. Got a good lead on Jason Day. Jason's already scuffed that wall, as you can see on the right front of that car. And it looks like Matthews and Tarasenko are pretty evenly matched at this point here. Definitely not like Ryan can really overrun him. And obviously these guys are always, they're thinking ahead. It's not just about being quickest around the track all the time. You have to think towards the finish. I mean, it's great to be leading lap 33, but you really want to be leading lap 125. And it doesn't matter if you led lap 33 or 34. It matters if you lead lap 125. So I believe Jason Tarasenko is just running steadily here, running his laps, not being intimidated by Ryan Matthews all that much at this point, I don't think. Ryan every once in a while takes that lower side, but he's starting to do a little less of that, and that's there you go. But you can imagine the tighter circle on that inside is a little bit harder on that right front. He gets alongside, but Jason gets off the turn a lot better. Once again, it takes more than one lap to get this done. Still side by side. Jason's not giving up on this thing here. Tanner Marr's not that far behind either. And it's still side by side. Ryan is still trying. And coming off the turn, it is Jason that pushes it back in front. He may have the longer distance, but he definitely has higher speed at the exit of the turn. like Ryan is once again giving himself a little break there, tugging in behind the number 21. We are coming up on Lauren Arfman there in the 72 car, ready to go a lap down. That was Philip Barnes getting his second lap down. And you can see that 72 is way up. Ooh, Jason Tarasenko has a bit of a moment there coming off the turn. Little bit loose on the back end there, but he saves it. And Ryan still tugs in behind him there. Tanner Marr in third still, Russell Brown in fourth, Jason Day in fifth, Kevin Roy in sixth, Joshua Sexton in seventh, Scotty Stevens in eighth, Brandon Mettler in ninth, and Lauren Arfman rounds out your top 10. Tarasenko hanging on to that lead. It's not by much. And once again, folks, a testament to these drivers here. 44 laps, no yellow flags yet. Doing a pretty good job. And that's what this series is known for. They always have very good races. They respect each other. They enjoy close and hard racing, but there are very few incidents in these races, and that's the way that's the way we like to see it, obviously. Ryan Matthews still trying hard. Both on the higher side now. And there we have Ryan. Oh, not quite close enough. Trying again here. It's just the same game, lap after lap. Ryan gaining on the inside of that turn because of the shorter distance, and then Jason Tarasenko gaining on speed exiting the turn. The higher you are, the harder you can get on the gas, and the earlier you can get on the gas, and that gives you the better run off the turn. Tanner Marr still in third, but dropping back a little bit. He's losing time. He's about 3.2 seconds behind Tarasenko, and we do see Matthews now once again challenging for the lead. It looked like he had it for a minute there. Yeah, he's ahead now. Lap number 50. He's ahead now. It took him 50 laps, but he has taken the lead. Starting in the back of the pack, 12 positions up in a field of 12 starters. So coming from the last spot on the grid, he is now leading the race in front of Jason. Ooh, Jason hits the wall there. And immediately you can see that sheet metal being a little bit bent up there. Looks to me like Jason's tires are also falling off. And now it becomes a matter of who has treated that stuff the best, who has the longest benefit of their tires without burning them up. It looked like Brandon Mettler got lapped there, and he was fishtailing a little bit there. Tanner Marr is holding that distance pretty steady, 3.4 seconds. He's not gaining, he's losing just slightly, but not very much. And it looks like Tanner Marr is just basically running his laps in a way that he feels comfortable. Not really in direct battle with anybody. Jason Day is closing in on Joshua Sexton there. Ryan Matthews, meanwhile, is walking away a little bit there. 1.2 seconds ahead of Tarasenko. loose. He is throwing it in those turns, and it's stepping out. Let's ride along there with Jason for a little bit. You can see the front end not being exactly the way it was designed. Looks like Joshua Sexton's walking away from Jason there. And Scotty Stevens is about 3.5 seconds behind Jason Day. Kevin Roy in 5th position. Looks like he is having a few issues as well. He seems to be losing on Joshua Sexton a little bit, so that lead that he has on Sexton is diminishing a little bit. Ryan Matthews still in front, about 1.8 seconds in front of Tarasenko. Tanner Marr still in 3rd, now 4 seconds down. Russell Brown in 4th, and then Kevin Roy and Joshua Sexton together here. That is at this point the closest battle on the track. Lap 62, so we're pretty much halfway here. Jason Day still following, about 1.5 seconds between him and Sexton. Let's ride along here with Joshua for a little bit. He is chasing after Kevin Roy. That's the car ahead we see there. And that is about 0.8 of a second on the track. Joshua doing a very solid job. We heard him say before the race as well, this is not a track that he's particularly fond of. He was working on his setup a little bit and wasn't quite satisfied with that yet. But he seems to be hanging on and running pretty solidly here. Lap time's about 18.6. That is almost a second slower than his best time. That is obviously tires that are starting to fall off. Curious to see if we are going to see anybody coming down pit road under green. I would highly doubt it. They should be able to run the race on one set of tires, and fuel might be a little bit tight, but a lot of these races are doable without a pit stop. We've seen Mumberget do that in the past. First one that proves me wrong is Scotty Stevens. He's coming in down the pit road, coming off the backstretch there, rolling around the turn on that inner oval here that we are using as a pit lane. He is the first one in on lap number 70. And let's keep an eye on what he is doing to the car. There's his box. He is taking right side tires. And he's taking all fours, and Jason Day is coming in. Russell Brown is coming in. So as we see Scotty Stevens coming back out again. And once again, folks, on the backstretch is where you merge onto the track. We have Russell Brown on pit road and Jason Day. Jason taking tires. So, well, we'll see how the others are faring here. Ryan Matthews still in the lead. He is now leading Tarasenko by 3.8 seconds. So Jason has definitely used up those tires as compared to Ryan Matthews. Day and Brown are coming back out of the pits. Tanner Moore still running in third, 5.2 seconds behind Tarasenko now. Kevin Roy in fourth, the 89. He's got the 51 of Joshua Sexton pretty close behind him. Looks like Joshua has gained on Kevin Roy slightly. It's not going really fast, but it is going. That is for fourth and fifth position. Mettler, meanwhile, has worked his way back to sixth position. Only three drivers left on the lead lap, folks. That is your leader, Matthews, Jason Tarasenko, and Tanner Moore, and everybody else is at least a lap down. And Matthews is just hanging on there, running his laps the way he's supposed to. We have Kevin Roy coming down pit road now. Ryan running by himself there a little bit. Kevin working on all four tires there. Joshua Sexton coming down pit road, giving up fourth position here. And meanwhile, Kevin is going back out. It looks like he can hang on to the eighth position. Not really sure, but I do believe that Joshua Sexton missed his pit. He couldn't find his pit stall there, and he went around again on that inner circle. There he is now. That's obviously going to be costing him somewhat. Looks like he only took the right side tires, trying to save a little bit of time there. But yeah, that was unfortunate for Joshua Sexton. It looked like he just couldn't find his pit stall. Matthews, meanwhile, still going strong there at the front. And if we look at lap times, he is, of the guys that have not pitted, he is definitely running the quickest laps of the guys that have not been in for new tires. And the guys that have been in for new tires, like Russell Brown, they're faster than Matthews, but not by that much. The difference is not that big. They can't match their quickest lap times either. Tarasenko now coming down pit road, giving up second position here. So to give you an idea, the quickest lap times that these guys have run early in the race are the high 17-second laps. And Jason Day, having pitted on lap 70, getting fresh tires, is running 18.1, and that is 0.3 of a second slower than his best lap earlier. Ryan Matthews coming down pit road as well. So basically everybody has come to the conclusion that they need new tires. Ryan, I hope he didn't overshoot his pit box for the work. Nope, it looks like he's okay, and he did not take tires. That is a significant thing to keep an eye on. Ryan Matthews did not take tires. Tanner Marr in the pit. He is taking tires, at least on the right side. And Matthews stayed out in the lead, folks. He did not even give up the lead there. Marr is taking tires, and it looks like he is dropping down a little bit there, coming back out in 6th position. And that means that he has been surpassed by Mettler and Arfman, who haven't pitted yet, but also by Russell Brown. And Russell Brown did pit already, so Russell has passed Tanner Marr. Looks like he is 5 seconds ahead. Philip Barnes coming down pit road in the number 9 car. Ryan Matthews, meanwhile, is hanging on to that lead. Jason Tarasenko still in 2nd. Russell Brown now in the 00. He is in 3rd position, 9 seconds behind Jason Tarasenko. Brandon Mettler did not pit yet in 4th. Lauren Arfman did not pit yet in 5th. Tanner Marr has pitted, but he is now in 6th position. He is, however, still ahead of Kevin Roy. Jason Day is then in 8th, Scotty Stevens in 9th, and Joshua Sexton, after his unfortunate missing of his pit box, in 10th position. And Ryan is back at it again, taking those inside lines there on his after his pit stop, and that is a little bit surprising since he did not take tires. I did not see him take tires. Brandon Mettler now coming in, thinking the better of it. That gives Tanner Marr 5th position back. Tanner is running laps of 18.3 at this point. That is, in fact, quicker than Ryan Matthews, but not quicker than Jason Tarasenko. Tarasenko is running laps of 18.1, and number 4 you see right behind Tarasenko. He's not on the same lap, so Tanner Marr will have to pass Tarasenko twice before he takes away that position. And Russell Brown has pitted and remained in 3rd position. I'm sorry, I was confusing him with Brandon Mettler. Brandon Mettler has dropped down to 10th position with his pit stop. Russell Brown, we knew that he pitted already on lap 71. He was the first one in fact, and that has gained him a little bit of an edge over Tanner Marr. He's taken that 3rd position from Tanner because of an earlier pit stop. And obviously, folks, that can be part of your strategy. The moment on which you pit decides whether you are quick. When you start your quicker laps on fresher tires, obviously you're going to gain something. Lauren Arfman now on pit road in that 72 car, giving up 5th position. Matthews still out there, and it looks like Tarasenko is gaining on Ryan Matthews at this point. And that could be the difference between taking tires and not taking tires. Jason is running 18.2 and Ryan is running 18.7. So that lead that Ryan Matthews has is burning up in pretty quick fashion there. It's already down below 2 seconds. Tanner Marr is going with the 21 there. That is not for position. As said, he is a lap down. Tarasenko is definitely moving fast here. Currently looks like he is the quickest driver on the track. Down to below 1 second now. Ryan Matthews is definitely being reeled in here. And there you have him. He's already passed him. That's how quick it went. Jason Tarasenko passed Ryan Matthews like he was standing still. There's Ryan still running that lower line there. And at this point, he is no match for Jason. And that is Tanner Moore picking up well, trying to anyway. Tanner is a lap down on these guys, but he's trying to get back on the lead lap. If he can pass Matthews and then Tarasenko, he will be on the lead lap again. Lap 109, we are progressing very nicely. No yellows yet this entire race. Very good job everybody is doing. Tarasenko has extended his lead to almost 1 second already. Coming up to the 72 car of Lauren Arfman there. Looks like Tanner Moore has in fact passed Ryan, and Ryan is coming down to the pits. Maybe figuring out that he really needs those tires. And that is going to cost him, obviously, because he'll be the only one that has made 2 pit stops here. Let's see how he does. No, still not taking tires. Just went in for a splash of fuel. Maybe miscalculated the fuel on the first stop. Maybe took a faster pair. Although I don't believe he had any damage. Ryan now in 3rd position behind Russell Brown in the 00. So Russell Brown has worked his way up quite well with just doing a very steady job. He was the first one into the pits. No, the second one, I have to correct myself. The first one was Jason Day. And that paid off for him. Tarasenko is 12 seconds clear. Matthews did, in fact, stay on the lead lap, but only just. Let's see if we can see. Tarasenko is the 2nd car behind him. That is the 89 of Kevin Roy in between there. And as you can see, Jason is closing in. Lap 116, we have 10 more laps to go. There you're looking off the nose of Jason's car, and that looks to me like that is Ryan Matthews in front of us there. Let's go check on Tanner Moore. He is still in 4th position. Has not been able to pass Tarasenko and get himself back on the lead lap. He is running 3.8 seconds behind Ryan Matthews. Russell Brown in 2nd. And we're having 5 laps to go here as Jason crosses the line. Coming out of turn 4 right here. 5 more laps to go here at Irwindale. He's got a good lead on Russell Brown now, 13 seconds. He's extended that lead even. Russell Brown has about 2.2 seconds on Ryan Matthews. Ryan in third position, Tanner Marr in fourth. Not gaining on Ryan. Basically, people are just, I would say, just running their laps and making sure that they get to the finish line unscathed here in a caution-free race so far, and it looks like we're going to keep it caution-free. Two more laps to go for Jason. Joshua Sexton, our championship leader, in sixth position. Missed his pit box on the pit stop and had to go around again. That cost him a little bit, but it looks like he fought back and got it back into sixth position. Final lap for Jason Tarasenko. Jason is going to pick up the win here at Irwindale, California. 9th round in the series on Monday night. There you have it, folks. Well done for Jason Tarasenko. Very smart run race. Russell Brown in second. Ryan Matthews picks up third. Tanner Marr is fourth. And Kevin Roy is in fifth position. Joshua Sexton in sixth. Jason Day, seventh. Mettler in 8th, Scotty Stevens in 9th, and Lauren Arfman in 10th. Eric Barnes in 11th, and Philip Barnes in 12th. And that is your finishers. There you have celebrations. Burning up some rubber there. And let's see if we can find anybody here. Ryan Matthews, I can't find him. Let's see, Russell is here. Hey, Russell, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Do you know the nickname for Ryan? Because I can't find him.
I think it's peanut butter. Nah, he'll be over in a minute.
All right. Well, Russell, second place there, pretty solid race for you. It looked like you started what was it, sixth or seventh position there on the grid, I believe, and you just kind of quietly worked your way forward steadily, pitted fairly early. Did that help you a little bit there?
I think it helped a little bit. We started right there, and I was up under Lauren, and somebody was on my bottom, and we kind of went 3 wide, and I tried to ease up a little bit, and then Lauren I guess he got a little loose and come down. We got together. Luckily, we got him straightened up, and we kept going. Didn't bring out no cautions. So kind of lost a little ground right there, and we just tried to peck along. I knew I'd lost it, and tried to make the best of the situation.
So basically, after that, it was not very eventful for you, but steady on, I would call it, and that just brought you back forward there. And did you change all 4 tires on that pit stop, Russell?
No, sir. I grabbed the right side tires. We was talking, and I was hoping that Ryan was talking about maybe trying no tires, and I was hoping that he wouldn't, and the 2 tires would, benefit me, but it didn't.
So yeah, judging from the lap times after those pit stops, the quickest laps were set early in the race, high 17s, and pretty much most everybody after those pit stops, it didn't seem like people were getting any quicker, whether they took tires or not. It didn't make that much difference. Is that what you're trying to tell me as well?
I think it made a little bit of difference, but I think the track was just so burned up, and you know, I think if you'd have went on 4 tires, it probably would have took a little while. I mean, we kind of noticed something in another race, but it is what it is. It was fun. JT asked me if I had took tires, and I tried to tell him no, but I mean, he kind of beat it out of me, and and I guess he took 2, and Ryan, he his crew chief told him the wrong amount of fuel, I guess.
Yeah, we'll ask him about that there in a little bit there, Russell. All right, man. Well, once again, congratulations. Good job. Caution free race. You kept it all together. A little bit of an incident there, but you kept it from going yellow. So good job on that. And some good points for the championship for you, Russell. So congratulations on that. Any thank yous and love yous you want to throw out before I let you go?
Yeah, I just want to thank Midwest Power Source, Georgia 811, LMR. Got to send love you to Ryan Matthews there. And Lord, my kids in the background. But everybody that helps out, it's always fun to race over here at Crooked Line, and appreciate the broadcast, and look forward to doing it again.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Russell. We'll see you next week, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Ryan, third place there. I was a little surprised you did not take tires on either of your pit stops. Was that were your tires all right?
Yeah, I felt like I didn't need tires to win the race. So, the first pit stop, we went in, and Russell told me that I only needed 3 gallons. So I put 3 gallons in it, and I needed more than that. So it kind of messed us up a little bit, but, it was a fun race. Really surprised it went green to checkered. So, it was cool to see how the car acted over the run. But, just came up about a lap short there.
I see. You were pretty much the only one, at least in the top drivers, that you went low very much in the beginning there to catch up with Tanner Marr in the beginning, and later with Jason. And it looked to me like you did that for a while, and then you went back up high. Was that kind of to give your tires a bit of a break from running on that lower line, or?
Yeah, definitely. That lower line is a lot quicker, and you can pass people down there like you saw me do the whole race, and it just burns up the right front a little too much. So you just got to kind of go back up to the top line and get that right rear back up to temperature, and so it doesn't use up the right front as much.
Now, do you guys have you guys installed some kind of way that you can monitor those temperatures, or is it just by feel?
Yeah, it's just kind of by feel. I don't think there's really any way to monitor it while you're racing. That'd be pretty cool if Iris came out with that, but it's just kind of feel. Once your right front gets super hot, you'll start getting a really bad push in the center. So, once I started feeling that, I'll kind of just go back up to the top, and then once I feel it to kind of go away and start getting a little, I'll try and kind of slide the tires on exit just to get that right rear heated up a little bit quicker, and trying to neutral it out.
I see. Well, it seemed to work for you pretty good. Basically the only reason you got third is because you miscalculated your fuel there. You don't have the crew chief app that does it for you.
Yeah, well, Russell again told me the wrong fuel, so big thanks to him. But I'll make sure I never have him as my crew chief again.
So basically, you're blaming him now, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks very much, Ryan. It's still a good result for you. You have a very solid race. Third place. Just definitely not something to be ashamed about. So, any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there before I let you go, bud?
Yeah, I gotta thank all my sponsors: S&M Auto Service, Carbon Racing Solutions, Pembleton Forest Products, Denise Matthews Real Estate, James River Nurseries, Mechanicsville Paint and Body Shop, everyone at Leduc Matthews Racing, Russell for giving me the wrong fuel. Obviously, Crooked Line Racing. It's always fun coming out here. This is my third race of the season, so I've had a blast so far, and appreciate you broadcasting.
You're most welcome, sir, and glad to have you along on board here. We'll see you next week in Las Vegas, sir. Jason, it looked like you had this one pretty calculated. You seem to be in control, even though you weren't in the lead all the time. But you did take tires on your pit stop, I believe, and that basically gave you a little bit of an edge over Ryan there at the end.
Yeah, I think definitely him not taking fuel there or not taking any tires and messing up the fuel helped out. But there's no doubt I didn't have a plan from the beginning, and I just thought when I was running second place, I knew the only thing I could do was throw 2 tires at it. There's no way I could do 4 tires. So Ryan was way faster. He's a way better driver. So I knew I had to throw some strategy to it.
Well, it seemed to work out pretty good. He was when he was racing you, he was one of the few drivers going very low on that track, and it looked to me like ultimately it worked, but it didn't go that easy because every time he came along underneath you in the middle of the turn, you would have a little bit better run off the higher side, but it would take him like 3 or 4 laps, and then ultimately he would get in front of you. So, did you ever think about trying that, or did you not like that lower line?
Yeah, I just can't run that lower line the same. You carry so much momentum up top, and I was just so tight. I just couldn't. I don't think I tried it a couple of times there, but I just couldn't get down to the grass like he could there. So don't know if it was the way I was arcing it in or what, but I just figured I was going to lose way too much time there trying to play with it. So I just stuck to what I had.
Gotcha. Well, and again, that seemed to work quite well. You said you only took outside tires on that pit stop?
Yeah, we just took 2. I was hoping that the other guys might take 4, which I know a few of them did. So I just took 2, hoping for the strategy. And I because I was so tight, I was hoping that 2 would help me rotate better from the center off. And it definitely helped the off. It didn't help the center much. After about 15 laps or so, it still went tight again. So it wasn't a tire deal; it was a setup deal.
All right. So, as far as your setups is concerned, is that something you do by yourself, or do you work together with your teammates, or how does that work for you?
It bounces around some of mine, but for the most part, I work with Ryan and Russell over at LMR and play with a few of our teammates at Dynamic Autosport. So we kind of share ideas and that kind of stuff. So I love to do setups myself. I actually love doing setups and tweaking and telemetry more than I actually do racing. So that's why I like to help these guys out. There's definitely guys like Ryan and that are a way better guy behind the wheel. So it's nice to see my stuff that I can tweak and work around that can work. But this setup here tonight was definitely a Ryan setup. We were trying something new for another league that we run, and it seemed to work out fairly well. I don't know if we'll stick with it or not. It definitely went tight in the center, so we'll have to see. We'll just keep chiseling away and working on setups.
Good. It's good to hear that. Most of most of the people I talk to, they work in teams working on that stuff because three or four people know more than one, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely when you share ideas and that sort of thing and can test together and throw things at each other, you definitely can make gains on stuff for sure. I mean, and that's what's good about this league. Guys will throw ideas around. They're not afraid to share stuff and try and help out with each other. So it's a great league. I love it.
Absolutely. Well, you're not alone on that one. I like it too, man. I mean, tonight's race even shows that, the racing is hard enough to be exciting, and it's clean, and we went green all the way here. So, I mean, that's a testament to all of you guys, just doing a phenomenal job on the racetrack.
Yeah, absolutely. Just goes to show the type of drivers that we have here. A lot of courtesy, a lot of give and take. Definitely guys are in a position of they're going to take the position that the car is giving them, the track's giving them. So, kudos to everybody in this league. It's to have these super late model races go green like that, and with pit stops, a little bit unheard of on iRacing. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, especially if you compare it to some of the official stuff. But that's another whole other story, I would say. All right, Jason, congratulations once again, man. You're back in winner circle. You've been here a couple times already. What are your expectations for the rest of the season?
I'm actually just starting to move into a little bit of chasing points. Wins are good, but I'm looking to get solid cars and just chisel away at the points here if I can. I had a couple of bad races that kind of knocked me back in points, even though we won a few races. But we're just going to chisel away at the points and just try and do the best we can and do a lot more testing and tuning and get behind the wheel a little more during the week when we're off here and get the setups a little better for sure.
All right, sounds like a plan. Once again, congratulations, my friend. Time for some love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there.
Yeah, absolutely. My wife and kids for giving me the time to do this. Russell, he's a good guy to run with. Always a comedian on the Discord. Ryan, yeah, for all that he puts in and all this time that he spends testing and everything and sticking with my ideas that I throw at him in the chats and all that kind of stuff. Midwest Power Source, Dynamic Autosports. I think that's about it. I don't know. I'm worn out today.
All right, that's great. Jason, next week we're going to the Bull Ring in Las Vegas. What's your thought on that track?
It's going to be tight, lots of bumpers, lots of Doran. Look for probably more cautions than was definitely here. I'm looking forward to it. I love these little short bull rings. It's definitely, you got to keep the car under you, but at the same time, you got to race really hard with guys because it doesn't matter if your setup's off, you can still hold off a position. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, we're looking forward to that one, Jason. We'll see you there.
Absolutely, and thank you for doing the broadcast. I appreciate you having you around.
You betcha. All right, folks, that'll do it for tonight here. You already heard me talk about it a little bit. Next week, we're going to the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Your results are up on your screen there for the Crooked Line Racing Monday Night Madness. I apologize for the typo there. It's round number 9, not round number 8. Jason Tarasenko takes home the win. It's not the first time this season, but as you heard him say, he had a few bad results in between, and he's back in the winner's circle and definitely going to be trying to get his points back up and make a run for that championship. Russell Brown in second, Ryan Matthews in third there, kind of got caught out there by a call on the fuel. Did not take tires, thought he didn't need them, but it turned out in the end that Jason was a little bit quicker on the fresher right side tires there. Tanner Marr started very good on a track that he told us he didn't really like all that much. Doesn't like to run all that hard right by that wall. Brings it home in a very respectable fourth position there with Kevin Roy in fifth, Joshua Sexton in sixth. Jason Day seventh, Brandon Mettler, then it's Scotty Stevens, Lauren Arfman, Eric Barnes, and Philip Barnes, and Garrett Crow and Tommy Flanagan didn't start the race. That'll do it for tonight, folks. As said, next week we're going to the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We hope to see you all back again there. Same time, different place. This is Short Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. Until then, stay healthy and take care of one another.